The hatch is so big that it's setting all kinds of crazy records, and they're definitely not records Roblox would want because this is genuinely insane. Like, not even I expected it to get this bad. The public reception to the event itself and how it plays has clearly been mostly negative, as many of the leaks ended up coming true. The gameplay, which we'll be discussing more, and the other poor PR disasters like this that have come out with the event has made all the controversy even worse. Some of you may know that I'm a sports guy in a sports family, so I am naturally a bit of a stats nerd, so the hatch's stats have me all wound up to say the least. This is basically the Wayne Gretzky of Roblox events because it has set one record I don't think we'll ever see broken while giving us so many wild tidbits to go over. I want to take a look at them and also discuss why I think this event is bombing so badly, because it's definitely for a lot more reasons than one may think. So the first fun stat I have to share is that the hatch surpassed the dislike totals for Egg Hunt's 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, and 2014 combined, not even 24 hours after release. That's right, all of the Egg Hunt exclusive games made after Roblox introduced ratings got less dislikes combined than the hatch received after its first day. Not even 2019 being one of the most disappointing events ever and 2014 being one of the buggiest events ever combined with the others could beat it out. Even if the abysmal Egg Hunt 2020 had a lobby, we'd still probably be close or above the combined total at this point. The hatch has also surpassed the individual dislike totals for the Hunt 1, the Classic, the Games, the Innovation Awards Hub, the Haunt, and the Hunt 2 in just 7 hours. Yeah, it only took the hatch 7 hours to reach the 41,000 dislike mark the Haunt, which is genuinely seen as the worst modern Roblox event, got in its lifetime. The hatch is also almost guaranteed to reach the 178,000 combined dislikes for those 6 events in the next day or two at the rate it's going at. Now, when it comes to all-time bad events, Gucci Garden from May 2021 was widely regarded as the most disliked Roblox event ever. If you don't remember Gucci Garden, it was basically an Arthur walking simulator where you looked at bathrooms and strange arts, and that's about it. On its first day, it managed to get over 55,000 dislikes and 15% ratings, then ended up concluding after 2 weeks with 135,000 dislikes and a measly 33% rating. Both dislike totals and the 15% rating were seen as unbreakable records at the time, but the hatch has come in to take 2 of them so far. The hatch broke Gucci Garden's first 24-hour dislike record of 55,000 in only 10 hours and ended up getting just over 100,000 in its first 24 hours. That is without a doubt the all-time record for an event game and maybe the all-time record for most dislikes in one day for any Roblox game in general. The hatch then broke Gucci Garden's most disliked event game total of 135,000 in under 2 days, as it's now sitting at 170,000 dislikes at the time of writing this. There are 2 records it hasn't broken yet, and they are the lowest event game rating ever with the Gucci Garden's 15% and the lowest event game rating total with Mountaineer's 21%. Right now, the hatch is sitting at 25%, so it's still 10% off the lowest rating point ever, and 4% from Mountaineer's current total, which both may be very difficult to beat. Those 2 games were definitely worse, with Gucci Garden being nothing, and Mountaineer's being so buggy it was unplayable, so I kinda doubt we're gonna dip to their levels. I also expect Roblox to do something to prop up the ratings like they did with Gucci Garden by bringing back limiteds, however, they seemingly already tried that and it didn't help. It is also important to note that the hatch got near or more likes in its first 48 hours than every other recent event too, which shows you how many people are playing this. When it comes to why people dislike this event, I think it actually has little to do with the drama surrounding Teddy and more about the gameplay and prizes. I say this for multiple reasons, one being the massive audience who are mostly probably completely unaware of the drama. The most viewed The Hatch video regarding Teddy that I know of is this one with 1.6 million views, far off from the 14.4 million that the most obtained badge has. For every view on that video, there are roughly 8.75 users who got that badge that isn't obtained by everyone who joins, so most players definitely do not know of the drama. The hatch also opened up with a modest 72% ratings and only began tanking after it opened, especially in the first hour as it dropped over 20% to 49%. The audience for this is huge because people knew this was at least supposed to be the return to Roblox's most beloved events after 5 long years of not having one. There was so much anticipation here, whether it be old players wanting to finally play one again, or new players who have heard all the stories and wanted to finally experience one. Realistically, only a small amount of players heard about the gameplay and prize leaks, leaving everyone else expecting something completely different. Most probably thought we were going to get some kind of beloved single game masterpiece like Egg Hunts 2013 and 2018 with tons of cool egg prizes and things to experience. So when they found out how the hatch worked, I'm pretty sure they probably were not overly thrilled, especially with the problems it's presenting. First off, the gameplay loop is incredibly boring, as the leak suggested, with you hopping from game to game to just walk around in it for a couple minutes over and over again. Most of the games providing nothing of value or interest, and some not giving any instructions on what to do, has turned this into an uninteresting chore. Almost all of Connor 3D's tutorials are under a minute long, which shows you how uneventful almost all games are, which really isn't their fault, that's what Roblox said to do. Once you get an egg, you don't even get a prize, which is how every other egg hunt in the past worked, so that probably surprised a lot of players too. You're supposed to combine those eggs to get a random non-egg prize if you're lucky enough to get all the required eggs, because you can get duplicates and a lot of them. RNG in an egg hunt isn't necessarily bad, as many eggs back in the day would just randomly spawn, but it added to the mystique and thrill of hunting, and you still got the egg. With the hatch's RNG, you do not get the randomly spawning egg as a prize, and you have to travel to other games to possibly get the one you need. You only got one chance to get the egg you need in every single game you have to play to get enough to unlock a prize, whereas before you got the prize and stayed in the game. If you get dupes, you either have to combine your eggs to get what you need, or trade with other players to hopefully have what you need, like it's Pet Simulator. You spend so much time doing really nothing of much interest to get one prize that isn't the kind of prize people wanted and aren't great to begin with. What people wanted and expected was a one-game event, or maybe a dev hunt, where you get one egg prize for each task you complete or by just happening upon one. Instead, we got a 1 token per game dev hunt where you need a bunch of tokens that you're not guaranteed to get a single prize that isn't an egg in an egg hunt. It's not an immersive or entertaining gameplay loop to begin with, then you pair it with it being completely different from what people wanted and were expecting. Different doesn't always equal bad, like I think having an egg hunt in the summer opens up the possibility for having sick Halloween or winter themed egg hunts. The issue here is that the difference in gameplay in the hatch's case is not good. It's boring, it's tedious, and it's not fulfilling due to the weak prizes. It also doesn't help that Roblox knew what everyone wanted and was expecting, but did something completely different and seemingly mocked us for it. Why would they say something like this when it's what everyone has been asking for since 2019? Like, how did they expect people to react? Almost everything about the hatch has been a disaster, whether it be the issues leading up to it or all the disappointments being uncovered after its release. It's definitely not the worst event ever, but it's probably the most disappointing ever, because we waited 5 years for an egg hunt and ended up with this. We thought we were finally getting an egg hunt, and instead got a slow, boring game rejoin simulator with mid prizes. This has been a record-setting disaster that could possibly only get worse, so we'll see what happens in the future. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below.